Welcome. This is Godly Roots channel, where we are committed towards empowering parents and guardians in the nurturing of their children in godly and biblical ways. Today, we are bringing to you the story of Joseph's life journey and the lessons learned, which could be both spiritual and moral compass to us parents as we are nurturing our children to be best of what God wants for them. Let's begin the journey. Parents, let me ask you a question. What kind of children are you raising? Will they stand strong when life tests them? Or will they crumble under pressure? Will they walk in godliness when no one is watching, or follow the crowd into destruction? The truth is this: every child will face storms, temptations, and betrayals. You won't always be there to shield them, but the foundation you lay today will determine whether they sink or stand. The world today is filled with distractions, temptations, and pressures that can crush even the strongest of hearts. But raising children who are both responsible and godly is possible. And the Bible gives us one of the clearest examples in the life of Joseph. Joseph's journey wasn't easy. Betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, and later wrongfully imprisoned. Yet through it all, Joseph stood firm. He never lost his faith, never abandoned his values, and never forgot his God. That kind of resilience is what every parent dreams to see in their child. So what made Joseph so strong? And how can you raise children who reflect that same spirit? Let's dig deeper. First, Joseph's resilience began with a clear sense of identity. His father Jacob gave him the coat of many colors. Yes, but far beyond the cloth, Joseph grew up knowing he was loved, chosen, and set apart. Parents, here's the insight. A child who knows their worth in God will not easily be shaken by rejection or peer pressure. When Joseph's brothers turned against him, he didn't crumble because his identity wasn't rooted in their approval. It was rooted in God's calling on his life. Teach your children, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are chosen by God. That truth builds inner strength. Second, Joseph was faithful in the little things. In Potiphar's house, though he was only a servant, he worked with integrity. He didn't complain about his situation. Instead, he excelled in it. Parents, this teaches us that responsibility grows from small acts. If you train your children to handle small duties with diligence, finishing homework, caring for their belongings, telling the truth even when it's hard, you're laying the foundation for greater responsibility tomorrow. Third, Joseph displayed moral courage under pressure. Remember when Potiphar's wife tried to seduce him? No one was watching, no parent was nearby, yet Joseph declared, "How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" That is powerful. What protected Joseph in that moment wasn't rules, but his relationship with God. Parents, here is your calling. Don't just teach your children rules, teach them reverence. If the fear of God is written on their hearts, they will stand firm when no one is there to supervise them. Fourth, Joseph showed unshakable hope in adversity. Even in prison, Joseph never allowed bitterness to poison him. Instead, he served others, interpreted dreams, and waited patiently for God's timing. Parents, resilience isn't about shielding your children from every hardship. It's about equipping them to trust God in hardship. Life will test them. Friends may betray them. Doors may close. But if they learn, like Joseph, to say, "Though I am down now, God still has a plan," they will rise again. And finally, Joseph teaches us about forgiveness and perspective. When he eventually faced the very brothers who betrayed him, Joseph didn't seek revenge. Instead, he said, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." What a powerful lesson. Parents, a child who learns forgiveness will never remain trapped in the past. Teach your children to see life through God's bigger picture, that even pain can be a tool in God's hands. Parents, this is how you raise a Joseph. Not a child who is fragile and easily broken, but one who carries a vision, walks in integrity, and fulfills God's purpose no matter the storm. Remember, you are not just raising children. You are shaping future leaders, protectors of the faith, and carriers of God's promises. Raise them with wisdom. Raise them with grace. And above all, raise them with God at the center. If you are truly inspired with this story and its lessons, can you please make your comments below? Like, share, and subscribe to this channel? God bless you.